I'm going to get 100 on the final.
Okay,
I'll
let's
just drop
talk
right
about your final assignment here.
So this is the final assignment, but it's not the actual final, correct?
This is his actual final assignment.
Yeah, but it's not the final.
No, this is the final
The
assignment.
test is considered the final.
This is the final exam? No.
Exactly.
This is the final assignment. Okay.
You can tell because at the top it says final assignment.
Well, that's,
It's a clue.
yes. Now, like I just said, see, people read stuff like this and they get freaked out. Oh my God, you're going to encrypt something. I don't know what to do. Who cares?
I care.
Okay.
Got it.
Do you know how to get input for a file name? Yep. So you know how to get input. Pretty easy. Okay? You know how to read from a file.
Yeah.
We've done that before. You've done it like twice now. So you're going to get input for a file name and say, hey, enter a file name, which I show you down here. But you're going to read the file into a variable
Oh, you're going to
and output what you read onto the screen. That's what you've done that already. Nothing new there. Get input for a shift value. In other words, a number. You say, give me a shift value. I'm going to enter a 3. So when you get a number and you get input, what do you got to do with the input? What format does the input come in as?
a string.
A string. If it's a number, what do we need to do to it?
Change it to an integer.
Change it to an integer. Okay. Pass the variable, in other words, the one from the file, and the shift value to a function to encrypt it. Okay? And return the encrypted or the shifted text. And I'll tell you more about that here. Okay? Then I'll put the results to the screen into a file. You know how to write to a file, correct? Okay, some of you do. I've graded your work. Some of you do. Not all of you. Okay. What does this function need to do? This is the text and the shift. You know how to receive arguments to a function. I was going to make this into object-oriented class, but this will be easier this way. So receive the text and the shift as the arguments. Loop through the text. You've done this already as well. Then for each letter receives, shift it. So if you get an A, shift it over by 3. So an A becomes what? A D. That's encrypting. That's it. That's all there is to it. Do that for each letter.
My grade.
And return it and you're done.
We go from an 8 to a D.
My grade.
Okay. I'll give you some hints. Actually, I'm going to walk through these hints real quick. Just so you I'm going to bring up idle just so you can see what these hints do.
Yes.
Okay.
What do they do?
Okay. Now, I'm going to import string just so I can use it. Because I'm giving you some stuff here that will make your function just a little bit easier to write. Okay? So I imported string. And if I say, let's see,
Are we going to have an
letter.
in-class assignment today?
What now?
Are we going to have an English? Okay.
Now let's do A. Someday, please, they won't want to know. It's too easy. Okay. Now, if I say, what is string dot ASCII uppercase, ASCII, I actually gave you the exact command right here. String dot ASCII uppercase returns.
Can you scoot over some?
Well, I kind of want you to be able to see both. It literally just turns in. That's all it gives. If I said string dot ASCII lowercase, okay. So you're going to loop through your text you got, character by character. Now,
I see how you can do this.
what now?
I said I see how you can do this.
Okay. I don't want to give you the whole thing. That's why I can't just tell you everything.
Too late.
Loop through each character.
I don't understand.
Okay. But you can actually, how could I search for the letter in this string?
Fine.
Find. Exactly. You already know how to use find. So if I was, actually, let me get a different letter instead of A. A is boring. C. Okay. So I want to search this for this. Can I do that? What if I did this?
Huh. So I have a question.
What?
I was trying to run that in a, I forget what it's called, an idle, and it wouldn't produce anything. But when I do it in the shell, it did like you're showing. Why did it not do that?
You have to do it in the shell because that's the interpreter. If you bring up idle and start a new file, it won't do anything to your run. We put it in the interpreter, it's just interpreting every command as I type it. I don't have to save it, I don't have to run it. It literally is automatically running everything. So here I just said alpha, I just come up with a name, is equal to this. So basically alpha is now equal to this. How can I do find? Anybody? What's the command for find? Someone help me.
It's string.find.
So string.find. So-
alpha.find.
Okay, alpha.find. What am I finding?
C.
How about letter?
That's it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Don't you
'cause
need
you're
it in?
inputting a random.
So I just said alpha. What is alpha? Alpha is the lowercase alphabet. So I said alpha.find letter. What's letter? Letter happens to be C.
And this is two.
So what did it return?
I wish I could say the same thing.
2. Did everybody see that?
Yeah.
Think I could possibly add 3 to it? So could I say,
You create a variable.
yeah, I could. I mean, you already have to get input for the shift. So you literally could take that 2, add 3 to it, and then with a 5, then you should be able to say alpha, I'll just do it this way, 2 plus 3. See how that works?
So it'd be like alpha letter plus thing.
Yeah, well, right.
So it's because it's C, and then you add 3. C.
Well, the only reason I did 2 was letter is equal to C. And when I did find on letter, it returned to 2. So then I just did 2 plus 3. But you could have said, alpha.find letter plus 3 as well. Could have said locate. You could have saved it as a variable location. You could have done anything.
And that'll shift it
Because
over to.
The third space is the second.
And that returned F. I mean, literally just 3 spaces over. How many are cybermeters? You 100% need this program. Because it's an assignment you got to do. Plus, the test you take in cryptography, I actually encrypt the questions. So you can't even answer questions until you decrypt the questions. And if you write this program, guess what? Done. So this is going to save this thing for that class. You'll need it.
You encrypt the questions.
Yeah.
Is it,
I've seen
That's
I've seen ways.
terrible.
Yeah, I do. I encrypt it.
would you consider cheating for form if we just import the Caesar site from the
You can do
library
that if you want.
using Python's encryption
Well, actually, I mean, for this class or the other class?
for this assignment?
For this class, I want you to write this.
Okay.
For the other class, I don't really care how you do it.
Okay.
What William's talking about is this stuff is already built into everything. I mean, every form of encryption is already written. So it's already there. You literally can import it in and just use it. I'd rather you just, it's not really that you're doing encryption, you're just doing a string manipulation.
It would take, 3 lines of code instead of 20.
Right. It's a lot shorter.
You just have to import Caesar stuff.
But actually, if you think about it, I mean, the function here is only like 5 or 6 lines of code. It's not, this is the whole gist of it anyway. The rest of it's reading in the file, getting the shift, but the function to do the shift is, still not very long. Okay. Now, the last hint I got there is pound or %26 may help you determine the shifted letter. Okay. So if letter is C and letter plus 3 is F, okay? So what if I did, okay, so I'm going to just say location. Location equals alpha. Now we have location. That should hold the 2. Okay? So now I could do location plus, actually, let me do shift as well. So now I could do location plus shift. And make this bigger. Okay, y'all see that? Well, there's something, remember we talked about modulus
Oh, I see
weeks
what you-
ago? It's very easy to take location and shift and add them together. Okay, but what happens if letter is different?
Change the
Okay, so letter is now Y.
It's 25.
So now we're gonna go, now what's location? Location is now 24. So now if I do location plus shift, I get 27.
The 27th letter of the alphabet.
That's the 27th letter of the alphabet.
So you'd have to set like a max, basically.
Now, if you do modulus,
Right here. Good. Let me show you what I mean by that. Okay, so location holds the location of the letter in this alphabet right here. How many letters are in our alphabet?
26.
So what index number is this?
25.
Should be 25, 0 to 25. So what's 27?
Past.
But if I take location plus shift, watch this. Mod 26, what do I get? Hold on, I gotta add them first.
You get a.
Ah. Okay, So-
Okay.
so now I get 1.
Hey, can we put this into the editor itself instead of running it as the command line? Because I'm getting squirrely stuff and I can't figure out. Can you just copy that code into the editor instead of running it off the command line so I can trace my errors better?
Fine.
Or not? I can just do it later on. I'll
I
just
mean, that would
watch
be better though.
the
No, it's
YouTube
fine, because
or REPL it
I just don't want,
so that we'll all have it later since this is such an important assignment.
it's an easy assignment.
Yeah,
I was gonna
it's
say,
not mutually exclusive with important. Loving your wife is easy, but it's still important.
No, it's not easy.
touche.
It's probably one of the
Well,
hardest.
loving
things.
mind is.
All right, so I'm gonna change, it was just saving me from having to type this kind of stuff. Is that right?
Yeah, that's where I'm getting errors.
Yes, I was trying
Yeah.
not to type all this in here. Let's just do this.
That's what
You're trying to take what I gave you and put it right into the editor.
yeah, I'm
and you
putting
can't.
mine into the editor, so I'll have it later.
That's what I
in
was
case I
saying
need it.
earlier.
Yeah, for notes.
Yeah, it's about taking notes in class, which they told me was a good idea when I started.
All right,
Oh, yeah, when
so far so good at the top. Everybody see what we got? Then if I say, I'm putting it over here for you guys.
So,
Print out the location.
aren't you glad I decided to come to class today, Coach Dewey?
No. No.
Oh, you didn't respond to my emails.
I did.
Oh, I didn't see it.
So I
So,
replied actually very early this morning.
oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
My email's being squirrely.
Yeah. So I'm going to call this.
What did it say? Don't come to class?
I just thought I was going to record it. Okay. Okay, I need to make shift. I need to make shift to 3. There we go. All right, I took out a lot of the stuff in the interpreter, put it in here. See, the real big difference is in the interpreter, it just interprets the command and outputs it. You don't have to use the print, you don't have to use all that stuff. That's why in here I have to add a bunch of other stuff in here. Okay? So this first print statement here prints out the alphabet in lowercase. We also could use uppercase, by the way. Then we get location. Then we print out, actually, let's print out location first. Now, it'll even be nice to do this. Oh, and
And you're doing the modulus to, there you go. Never mind. Question answered.
okay. There's about 85 different ways to do this. This is probably one of the most straightforward, easy to understand ways. Now I'm going to change it over here and make this into a Z, and actually a Y. Can we have Y on ours?
Yes.
So if Y was my letter, okay, and Y plus 3, so Y is at 24. 24 plus 3 gives me 27. But mod 26, I get a 1. So Y, Z, 0, 1. So it ends up returning a B. So I actually can print out alpha missing something. There we go. We gotta be.
I gotta see.
And you came out with an F on that one?
I got a B.
Oh, okay.
Oh, but he switched the letter to Y.
I switched it to a Y, that's why. I switched my letter to a Y.
Oh,
There's the alphabet right there. Yeah, I switched it to a Y.
Okay.
The reason I switched it to a Y is that shows you that it works to wrap at the end of the alphabet.
that makes sense.
Fantastic. Remember, the letter we started with was Y. The Y is location 24, and that's 25. So we add 3 to 24, we get 27. Then we mod 26, gives us a 1. The 1's ends up being a B. Done. Isn't that easy? Now the question is, what if I tell it to shift -3? Because this is encrypting the alphabet, encrypting the text. What if we want to decrypt? So if we started with a Y, go back 3 letters. Did it work?
No.
I changed my shift to a -3.
Yeah.
We started with a Y, go back 3 letters. 1, 2, 3. You got a V.
Yep.
Perfect.
So this is the decrypt part of it.
Yeah, I just changed it to a minus and decrypt. So when I run your program, I'm going to run it with a +3, then I'm going to run it with a -3.
Wait, we shifted at Y. We started at Y and shifted 3, we got B, and we shifted back, how do we get B?
1, 2,
Well,
3.
we started with a
1, 2, 3,
Y.
both ways.
We shifted -3.
Oh,
One,
never
two,
mind, never mind. I thought we're on the other side of the alphabet. Never mind.
Oh, no. No, we went backwards. So,
I thought you were at B and you went back.
oh no, so let's actually start with B. We go backwards, what should we get? Well, I know why. Because B, going backwards, we get a -2. That ends up being 24.
I got an E.
Yeah.
Anyone else get an E?
You have -3
Yeah.
or plus E? +3.
Oh.
What's your shift up here?
3. Oh, I didn't see that minus. Sorry.
Location 1.
Yeah, remember, +3 is like encrypting the text, -3 is decrypting the text.
Yeah.
You can actually write your program to do both.
It's one of the reasons I hate idle is because most
Yeah, it's hard to
of them
see
will
that.
highlight that negative for you.
Hard to see. Simple, that's all your program is. So when you see the word encryption, it's not that big a deal.
We just know.
Even, we cover AES 256 in my class. It's not that hard. It might sound it, it's just a bunch of easy stuff. It's a lot of them, but a bunch of easy stuff. So everybody okay on the program? Everybody happy?
With his part so far, yes, I'm doing quite well.
This part, this is the whole program.
We had to
Wait, so
loop
do we
it.
just make our own file with a random?
Yeah, just make a file. Just take like what I did in my example here. Let me show it to you.
Well, you're saying
I
this
just
is all
took the first
function
paragraph out of that
operation.
paragraph file.
I said you're saying it's a function operation.
Yeah, right here. I just took the first paragraph off that assignment y'all had. And I put it in a file called blah. So then I read in the first paragraph. Just put in one paragraph, don't put all of them. So the output will say enter the file name, you put in blah, enter the shift, you put in 3. It'll output the paragraph, output the shift, then output the result. Make it look like this. Okay. Now, if you use a different paragraph, obviously it'll be different results.
But it needs to be encrypted like that.
Right. And it kind of should look like this.
Hey, the only thing I understand what's going on, but if you could go over how you're using modulus in that print expression, it seems like I understand what you're doing to get the correct letter instead of the index letter, but if you could explain like doing it the way you're doing it.
Where did I just save that? This is, I didn't save this in your name.
Nice.
So what's the
But
question?
I'm Otherworld. Why you're using? Can you go over
The last one?
modulus? Just
Okay,
explain
modulus-
like I'm an 8-year-old.
Okay, the way modulus works is when we say, let me type it in here. This is not Python code. This will not work. Okay. If I say 5 mod 2, take the 2 and put it in front of the 5 and put the divisor over it. How many times is 2 going to 5? 2. What's the remainder? 1. Okay. Modulus is remainder. So in this example up here, when we did location, which was like 24 something, 24 mod 26, you take 26, put it in 24. How many times is 26 going to 24? It doesn't. So the answer is 24. So if I said 24 mod 26, the answer is 24. Because 26 does not go into 24, so the answer is 24. The remainder is 24.
Okay.
Okay. Now, but if I had 27 mod 26, again, the 26 goes in front of the 27, so 27 dividing into 26. No, 26 into 27. 26 was in 27 one time. The remainder is 1.
Right. And then, so what it's doing there in that expression, this is the crux of my question is it's taking the location,
Right.
adding the shift,
Right.
whether that be a negative or not. And then how is it applying the modulus to that?
It's
So
taking
let's
the
say that-
result of location and shift.
Mhm,
So what's that? That's a 1.
mhm.
So it's taking 1 plus, say this is a regular thing, 1 plus 3 would be 4.
Uh-huh.
So it's taking 4 mod 26, ends up being 4. Rule, you only need the modulus for the end of the alphabet.
Okay, so what if the letter was Z,
So Z is 25.
and
So
then
25
the shift was 1?
Okay, so 25 plus 1 is
I
26.
understand why it works.
26 plus 26 mod 26, remainder 0.
I was
So
wondering.
you
So
would
you
return
get
an
a
A.
25, wouldn't you?
If it was just.
Which, oh, 25, you're right. So 25 mod 26, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, well, no, because you're adding 1 to it. Let's say shift was 1.
Okay,
So 26 mod 26,
well, a Z is 25.
right? But then
So
when
25
but-
mod, oh, plus the shift, I see what
plus
you're
the
saying.
shift is
Okay.
26
What's 26 mod 26?
0.
0. What's the 0?
A.
A. So Z shifted by 1 is an A.
That makes some sense.
Got it. Okay, cool. Thanks.
Okay.
Clear that up.
I was wondering why you wouldn't do mod 25.
Oh, it's always mod 26 with 26 letters in the alphabet. It's like when you want to figure out if something's divisible by 2, mod 2. Divisible by 3, mod 3. If it returns a 0, you know it's divisible by it.
I'm not the only person in the room that had a question about that, am I?
Oh, I'm
No,
sure you're not. Trust
I
me.
was too. on the record.
Okay.
I didn't understand why he was doing 26.
Yeah, you always do 26 because there's 26. Even though the numbers are 0 through 25, there's still 26 of them. Okay?
And if it hits 26, it starts back at the beginning.
Right. All right. Okay, I'm going to stop this recording because this is about the assignment.